let f of x equal x cubed plus 5x squared minus 8x plus 1. So this is what we're going to use. And then you have to write a function g that performs that given transformation. Okay, so we're going to be writing g of x. So the first one, it says reflect f across the x-axis. Okay, so we just talked about earlier, if it's across the x-axis, what is our rule? If it's x, it'll be, remember I remember XO. Okay, so the negative goes outside of the parentheses. You can also look back at your chart. It's the negative f of x. So to write your rule for g of x, okay, we're going to do our negative, and then inside the parentheses is where the f of x goes. So it's negative x cubed plus 5x squared minus 8x plus 1. Okay, so we're going to distribute that. Okay, so if you have it on the outside, it has to get distributed to everything on the inside. So this becomes negative x cubed, negative 5x squared. A negative distributed to a negative is going to make this plus 8x. And then negative times the 1 is going to be negative 1. This is going to be your rule. Okay, so let's observe how that is different than if you're reflecting across the y-axis. Because if it's the y-axis, the negative is inside. So it's f of negative x here is our rule. So when you do that, you have to replace every x in your equation with a negative x. So that's what this would look like. You'd have g of x equals negative x to the third plus 5 times the negative x to the second minus 8 times negative x plus 1. And then you would go through and simplify each part. So if you have negative x cubed, think about what happens if you have negative 1 cubed. What's negative 1 cubed? Negative 1. So this is just negative x cubed. Okay, for negative x squared, again, you can think of the negative 1, or just think about if you multiply negative x by negative x, what do you get? Yep, you get a positive x squared. And then negative 8 times negative x will be positive 8x, yeah. And then the plus 1 is going to stay because we don't have any x to apply there. Okay, so this would be your rule for g of x. Okay, for example 3, I want you to write what I'm going to give you a minute. It says that we're going to describe g as a transformation of f. I want you to write what the transformations are going to be for part A and B. Maybe you can see what the rule is.